It can be easy to lose yourself in life, to lose yourself in the exterior, the material, the superficial, the stuff, to lose yourself in appearance, in cleaning, tidying, in consuming. So much so that we lose ourselves. So much so that we don't even know there's a real self to discover. We genuinely believe that this stuff is all that there is, that it's all that we are. But when we go within, when we take a breath, close our eyes, and when we step away from all the stuff, we find a space that we never knew existed. We find ourselves. Over the years, I've observed the actions and habits and routines of people in my life that inspire me. I then take on some of those actions and habits and routines and apply them to my own life. I trial them out, I experiment with them, I experience different techniques, different ways of doing things, until I begin to find what works for me, what aligns with my beliefs and my values, what makes me feel centered and calm. Through these actions, I begin to discover myself. What do I like? Who am I? And sometimes one thing will work for me for a really long time, and then it'll just fade out and I'll find something new that works for me at that point in time. Right now, I really enjoy journaling and drinking tea and meditating. And I also enjoy cooking and creating on YouTube and reading books and doing things that bring me back to myself. And sometimes that just means sitting and watching The View. Sometimes it means just sitting on the couch watching nothing, just being. Because when we just be, there is nothing else. There are no distractions. There are no external pulls. There is no consuming. There is no giving. There is just being. And in that space, you discover how you really feel, what you're really thinking. And sometimes those thoughts aren't good. Sometimes you realize that all these things you've been consuming and doing have been covering how you really feel. So when you take a moment to just sit, bad feelings might arise. Don't ignore those feelings. They have always been there, but you've been hiding them. And when you hide them, you can't deal with them. And when you don't deal with them, you're going to stay in that space and you're not going to be able to move forward. So by taking these moments to just be, to let down the walls, to push aside the distractions and realize how we really feel, what we're really thinking, what we really want, that's when we find the space of us. That's when we find our real selves. So if you're realizing as you watch this that the external world maybe takes up a little too much of your time, maybe the TV and your phone pull you away a little too often, maybe you consume a little too much of one thing or another, maybe consider just taking a step back, sitting, drinking some tea, maybe listening to some quiet music, and to just be for a little while. And then, after you've felt that, after you begin to get used to that feeling of self, of reality, real reality, then over the next coming days and weeks and months and years, experiment. Try out different things. Find people online and people in real life who inspire you. See what they're doing. See what successful people are doing. And emulate that. Try out things for yourself. And maybe through that you'll discover something that you never knew you really loved. Like maybe you suddenly love drawing or writing or creating videos. Put the work in. Put the time in, the effort and the love in to find out who you are. Without all this stuff. Because the world needs more of that. The world needs you and me and everyone to just be our real selves without all the stuff. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. It's a bit different, but I really enjoyed making it, and I think it is a valuable idea, perspective, thought to share. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. I post new videos every single Thursday, all centered around self-love and human optimization, making your life and you and your habits the best they possibly can be. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.